Welcome to Grow to Glow.
Here's something that might blow your mind. Right now, as you're watching this video, your brain is running dozens of automatic programs that you're completely unaware of. How you're sitting, when you last checked your phone, what you'll probably eat for lunch, none of these feel like choices, but they're all the result of habit loops that were installed in your brain without your permission. And here's the kicker. The same unconscious system that helps you brush your teeth without thinking is the exact same system that sabotages every attempt you make to change your life. You've probably experienced this. You decide to start eating healthier, but somehow you find yourself at the drive-thru again. You commit to checking your phone less, but 3 hours later you realize you've been scrolling mindlessly. You promised to go to bed earlier, but here you are at midnight, wide awake, wondering how this happened again. It's not willpower. It's not lack of motivation. Your brain is literally working against you, and it thinks it's helping. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how these habit loops control more of your life than you realize, why your brain fights change so hard, and most importantly, how to hack these loops to work for you instead of against you. Reply with fire if you've ever changed your habits for a few days, only to wake up one morning and realize you're back to your old patterns without even noticing. Let me paint you a picture. Lisa decides she's going to start her mornings differently. Instead of immediately reaching for her phone, she's going to meditate for 10 minutes. She's excited about this change. She can already imagine how calm and centered she'll feel. Day 1 goes great. Day 2, pretty good. But by day 4, something strange happens. She wakes up, and before she's even fully conscious, her hand is already reaching for her phone. She doesn't decide to do it. She doesn't think about it. It just happens. She feels frustrated, maybe even a little defeated. Why can't I just stick to what I decided to do? If this sounds like you, you're not alone. Because here's what nobody tells you about habits. They're not really about the behavior itself. They're about the neurological pathways in your brain that have been carved so deep by repetition that they've become superhighways of automaticity. We think of habits as things we do, but really, habits are things that do us. They're running in the background of your life like apps on your phone, consuming mental energy and making decisions for you before your conscious mind even wakes up. The average person makes about 35,000 decisions a day, but research from Duke University shows that about 45% of our daily actions aren't decisions at all, they're habits. That means nearly half of what you do every day is being controlled by programs that were installed in your brain through repetition, not through conscious choice. And here's the real problem. Your brain doesn't distinguish between good habits and bad habits. It just knows that this pattern has been repeated enough times that it can be automated to save energy. This is Grow to Glow, where we dive deep into the psychology behind lasting change, emotional intelligence, and building the inner awareness to take back control of your life. Later in this video, I'm going to share the specific technique that helped me finally break a habit loop that had been running my life for years. It's counterintuitive, but once you understand how it works, you'll see these loops everywhere. But first, we need to understand exactly how your brain creates these automatic patterns and why it fights so hard to keep them. So why does your brain sabotage your best intentions? It all comes down to something called the habit loop, and understanding this will change how you think about change forever. MIT researchers discovered that every habit follows the same neurological pattern: cue, routine, reward. Dr. N. Grable's groundbreaking research showed that when a habit loop is running, a specific part of your brain called the basal ganglia takes over, and your prefrontal cortex, the part that makes conscious decisions, literally goes offline. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a CEO of a massive company. The CEO can't micromanage every single decision, so they create standard operating procedures for routine tasks. The habit loop is your brain's SOP for recurring situations. Here's how it works. The cue is the trigger. Maybe it's your alarm going off, or feeling stressed, or walking past the kitchen. The routine is the behavior: checking your phone, eating something sweet, scrolling social media. The reward is what your brain gets from it: distraction, comfort, a hit of dopamine. But here's the fascinating part. Dr. Wolfram Schultz's research on dopamine revealed that your brain doesn't just release dopamine when you get the reward. It releases dopamine when you encounter the cue, because it's anticipating the reward. Your brain is literally getting high from the expectation of the habit, not just the habit itself. This is why breaking habits feels so hard. When you try to change the routine, your brain is like, wait, where's my dopamine hit? I was promised a reward. It's not being stubborn, it's experiencing what feels like withdrawal. And here's where it gets really tricky. Your brain will start generating what researchers call craving to get you back to the routine. You'll suddenly feel restless, anxious, or uncomfortable. Your brain is creating these feelings to motivate you to complete the loop and get the reward it was promised. Think of habit loops like water carving a path down a mountain. The first time, water might flow in many different directions. But every time it rains, the water follows the path that's already been carved, making it deeper and deeper until eventually, it's a canyon that's almost impossible to change. Your habits work the same way. Every time you repeat the loop, you're carving that neural pathway deeper, making it more automatic and harder to resist. Coming up, 4 ways you can start shifting this, starting today. Alright, so if your brain is running these automatic programs, how do you take back control? Here are 4 strategies that work with your neurology, not against it. Step 1. Identify your habit loops. You can't change what you can't see. Most habit loops are so automatic that we don't even notice them happening. The first step is becoming a detective of your own behavior. For 1 week, don't try to change anything. Just notice. When you catch yourself doing something you want to change, ask, what was the cue? What did I actually do? What reward did I get? Maybe you notice that every time you feel stressed at work, cue, you check social media, routine, and you get a brief escape from the pressure, reward. Or when you walk into the kitchen, cue, you open the fridge, routine, and you get something to do with your hands, reward. You might try this. Keep a simple log on your phone. Just jot down, cue, routine, reward, whenever you catch a habit in action. Don't judge it, just observe it. The goal isn't to stop the habit yet. The goal is to make the unconscious conscious. Step 2. Keep the cue and reward. Change the routine. This is the golden rule of habit change, and it comes straight from MIT's research. You can't eliminate cues, they're everywhere. And you can't eliminate the need for rewards, your brain requires them. But you can change the routine in between. If stress is your cue and escape is your reward, instead of scrolling social media, you might try taking 3 deep breaths or stepping outside for 2 minutes. You're still getting the escape, but through a different routine. If walking into the kitchen is your cue and having something to do with your hands is your reward, instead of opening the fridge, you might try drinking a glass of water or doing 10 jumping jacks. You might try this. Pick 1 habit loop you identified and brainstorm 3 different routines that could deliver the same reward. Then experiment with swapping them in. The key is to make sure the new routine actually satisfies the same underlying need. Step 3. Use environmental design. Remember, cues trigger habit loops automatically. The most effective way to change habits is to change your environment so the cues either disappear or point toward better routines. If you want to stop checking your phone first thing in the morning, don't keep it by your bed. If you want to eat healthier snacks, put the good stuff at eye level and hide the junk food. If you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes where you'll see them. This works because you're working with your brain's automation system, not against it. You're not relying on willpower to resist cues. You're designing your environment so the cues support the habits you want. You might try this. Look at 1 habit you want to change and ask, how can I modify my environment to make the old cue less obvious or the new routine more obvious? Step 4. Stack new habits onto existing loops. This is called habit stacking, and it's incredibly powerful because you're using the momentum of an already established loop to carry a new behavior. The formula is, after I, existing habit, I will, new habit, after I pour my morning coffee, I will write in my gratitude journal. After I sit down at my desk, I will review my priorities for the day. After I put on my pajamas, I will set out my clothes for tomorrow. This works because the existing habit becomes the cue for the new habit. You're not trying to create a new loop from scratch, you're adding to a loop that's already running smoothly. You might try this. Identify a solid habit you already do consistently, then attach a small new habit right after it. Start tiny, maybe just 30 seconds or 1 minute. Before we wrap up, let's bring it all together and talk about what this really means for taking control of your life. Let's bring this home. We've talked about how habit loops work, cue, routine, reward, and why your brain fights change so hard. It's not personal. Your brain is just trying to conserve energy by automating repeated behaviors. The 4 strategies we covered, identifying your loops, changing routines while keeping cues and rewards, using environmental design, and stacking new habits onto existing ones, they work because they respect how your brain actually operates. When you identify your habit loops, you're bringing unconscious patterns into conscious awareness. When you change routines while keeping cues and rewards, you're working with your brain's existing wiring instead of fighting it. When you design your environment, you're making good choices automatic. And when you stack habits, you're using the momentum of established loops to build new ones. Here's what I want you to understand. You're not weak when you fall back into old patterns. You're just human, with a human brain that's doing exactly what it evolved to do: automate repeated behaviors to save mental energy. The most successful people I know aren't people who have more willpower. They're people who understand how habit loops work and have learned to design their lives accordingly. I used to beat myself up every time I fell back into an old habit. I thought it meant I wasn't disciplined enough or didn't want change badly enough. But everything shifted when I realized I wasn't fighting my habits, I was fighting my neurology. Once I learned to work with my brain instead of against it, change became so much easier. You have more control over your habits than you think. But it's not the kind of control you've been taught to use. It's not about forcing yourself to be different. It's about understanding the automatic systems that run your life and learning to program them intentionally. Your habits are either working for you or against you, but they're always working. The question is, are you going to let them run unconsciously, or are you going to take an active role in designing them? So here's my question for you. Which habit loop are you most curious about understanding better? Are you going to start by identifying your patterns, changing your routines, designing your environment, or stacking new habits? Drop a comment and let me know what you discovered about your own habit loops. If this video opened your eyes to how much of your life is running on autopilot, hit that like button and share it with someone who's trying to make changes that keep not sticking. Understanding the psychology behind habits is the first step to actually changing them. If you want to dive deeper into building the kind of self-discipline that doesn't require constant willpower, check out my video on Why Still Not Motivated? How to Build Self-Discipline Fast. I'll put the link right up here. Thanks for being here, and remember, grow wiser, glow brighter.
Like, subscribed and add alert, grow and glow every day.